Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video, we're taking a sort of late night, well, relatively late night, it's dusk. We're going to be late night by the time we arrive where we're going, but we're going down to Surrey, taking the Ev3 200-mile trip. So I thought I'd bring you guys along at night to see what this car is like on a longish journey. So we're just going to pack the car up and we'll get going. So the Ev3's even been washed before this trip, which is nice. Chuck our bag in. There's my tiny suitcase. I'm only going to have one night, so I didn't need to pack too much. Work bag in. Water bottle and a GoPro. Chuck that in there. Just press the old boot button. Now we'll get in and configure the car. So I have a little routine every time I get in the car. We've got 89%, so we've got absolutely tons of range. Probably didn't actually need to charge it that much, but except me. Apple CarPlay. Turn that off so we don't get a copyright strike. Right, first thing to do. Empty my pockets. Speed limit warning off. Lane assist off. Forward attention warning off. There we go, we're ready. And now we want to go on to drive mode into eco. 291 miles. We've got fan on, so we can either turn that off. That'll give us another 7 miles of range, so that's not too bad. And that's on 90% or 89%, so that's giving us a predicted range of around 330. Once we get going, it'll be much better than that. Haven't been driving, it's only 13 degrees off, so the temperature's dropped. It's starting to drop anyway. Oh, one final thing, night drive, auto high beam on. So let's get on the road and see what we've got going. Gone for the yellow ambient lighting at the moment. This is the L's choice. I'll see how I get on with that, see if I fancy it. I do like to have my heated seat on level 1 as well, just to keep me going. Just have one fan on. Driver only makes a difference. If you sync it across both, you'll see it makes a slight difference in the maximum ranges that you can do. Depending on temperature, if you're trying to cool the car, then aircon obviously uses more. But yeah, we'll obviously get the seat belts on. Phone onto the wireless charging pad as well, because we are running low. There we go, like so, and we'll set the maps to go. So we're going to test out a new feature just on this first part of the drive. We've got an hour to go until the motorway, so it's all the A roads, local A roads through Herefordshire. We're going to turn on auto or smart regeneration plus. Just press and hold the right hand paddle, and I'm completely off the gas now, and you can see we're coasting at a nice 48 and 50. Just add a little bit of throttle just to keep us up to speed. But in theory, this should be able to stop us for roundabout, slow us down to the correct speed for sharp bends, that sort of thing. I've had a play with it recently and it's been half decent, so we're going to give that a go today. So okay, we're at 47 miles an hour now. I'm going to let off. You see the sign just up there for the roundabout. Let's see how she does. Just 44 miles an hour. 30 limit ahead. There we go. Now the car's braking. Down to 30 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour onto the roundabout beautifully. So I did nothing there. And we'll do that again on the next roundabout. I'm using it as kind of an automatic eye pedal, so rather than lifting off and coming to a stop, however, it allows me to coast until I don't need to coast anymore. It'll also read the distance to the car in front, keep you a safe distance, that sort of thing. And here we go, 37 miles an hour. Car's already starting to slow me down nicely. it adapts to your driving style as well. So I like to come off and slow down quite early on corners, roundabouts, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a handy little feature. I can't complain. It's done everything right so far. It's never left me in a dangerous position. If anything, I'd say it's slightly overcautious. There are some bends where it brakes too much. But what's really cool is if you have the sat nav going, it will slow you down for turns off of a road and that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, well, we'll head off up to. I'm going to go across to the M50. I'm not sure if to join it at Ledbury or Ross. Then we go to the M50, M4, sorry, M5, A419. We'll go to the A417 to Burnip, and then the 419, and then we go off down to the M4, M25 at round to Surrey. So a fairly simple, easy drive, nothing too difficult. Quite a nice time of day to do it as well, early, late evening. Here we go. I'm not going to brake for this corner. There we go. Car's slowing me down. I roll onto the throttle once I'm at my desired speed. There we go. Really, really nice little system. Not foolproof, but I think, you know, for the majority of the time it'll do the job. So here we are, we've reached Hereford, which is close. 2 cars and going together on roundabout. 20 miles in, managed 4.7 miles per kilometre, miles per kilometre hour, which is nice. Fairly efficient for country driving, sort of 50-60 miles an hour. So this is where this car really excels in the town. I'll just set the cruise control to 30 miles an hour or so, and it just does a very good job of keeping track of everything, keeping an eye on the car in front, you know, giving you blind spot monitoring, all that sort of stuff, multi-lane roundabouts. Just makes it so easy. So that's good. No deal picking up. If that car pulled out in front of me, it just slowed down. It's all very relaxed and easy. So it's picked the car up in front here, and it's just keeping us at a nice following distance, which is good. Once it sort of locks onto the back of a car, it will slow up and slowly catch them up. So yeah, it does a very good job at that. Now there's a couple of parked cars here. There always is, and the system doesn't like that. So I'll just take the cruise control off, and we'll just see if the auto function freaks out or not. No, it's done a good job. Normally that freaks out, that sort of thing. Here we go. So the car in front has got awful brake lines. And the car obviously knows that. it's not tracking the lights as it is tracking the tracking distance, and it just brings us to a stop nicely behind them. Like so. So it does a very good job, makes town driving very easy. Just have a sip of water, and it will just pull us away from this junction. Sometimes if you're waiting too long, it'll ask you just to make sure he's still there, which is quite funny, really. But here we go. No, it's just going to pull away for us. I'm not touching any pedals. It does a wonderful job conveying me where I want to go. So I've decided we're going to go via Ross on Wye today, drive the full length of the M50, and just really, yeah, take it steady. Nice scenic routes. Got 7 o'clock now, so 2 hours 40 minutes. It's not right there, there's a red light, so I'll stop for that. But the car again is braking itself. It knows it's a giveaway junction, and I just bring it to a stop. We've got the chaos of the city unfolding in front of us. But yeah, I mean, just how quiet is it in this car? It's lovely. There's no engine whirring away. It just does what it's Just does what it does, no shouting about it. And that's what makes this car so nice and easy, really. I'll show you in a minute when we've got onto the roundabout. We've got the blind spot cameras in the dash here, which is nice. Really handy for seeing what's going on around you. And what I also like is you've got all the systems, the camera systems as well. So if you need them, you can see what lane you're in, what the lane says as well. A49 south there. And then we'll put our right indicator on, we get our right blind spot monitor, which is nice. We just cruise round. We can have a look at the police car next to us on the cameras. You can have a look at the car behind you as well, which is nice. Again, we've got our blind spot monitoring, which is great. Just shows that there's no one on the inside, and you'll be able to spot any sort of bicycles, that sort of thing, coming up. And away we go. I want to move into the left-hand lane. Thanks to my camera in the thing here, I can see there's been a lot going on. But yeah, so I'll let the car drive me outside the other side of Herefords, and probably join you guys on the M50 motorway. So here we are onto the A40, and now this is where the car will be able to drive itself, basically. So we're still at a 40 at the moment, so I'll set the cruise control to 40, turn the steering assist on, and now the car will hold its lane. Now that we've got good road markings, it will do this on A roads as well, but unfortunately it's not that good with twisty roads. It much prefers a motorway like this, or sorry, a dual carriageway. I'll show you what happens in a minute when we get onto the motorway, because that is something a little cooler. And I'll just set the distance slightly shorter so that it doesn't brake when I'm miles away from the back of the car, because that can be frustrating. We've done 34 miles, 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour. It's taken us an hour to get here, so not too bad in terms of efficiency. Just move out here. The car on accelerator's passed. Now I've got a roundabout ahead, so I'm going to take the cruise control off and let the auto regen do its job. What this should do is slow us down to an appropriate speed for the roundabout, which would be good. I haven't actually tried it at this sort of speed, so I'm just going to hover over the brake. Now I would have already started slowing down here. It still isn't slowing down. Oh, there we go. Now it's slowing down. Quite late. I'm going to be obviously ready to stop, so I'm just taking over the braking. There we go. But actually, that did take me down to 20 miles an hour, which was easily manageable. We'll just do this last little stretch of the A40. The car making its way, and then we're going to take the second exit here. I think it's actually a third, to the M50 itself, which, is a fun fact, was an experimental motorway built in the 60s, I want to say. Is it going to brake for me? There we go, again, braking for me nicely. Quite heavy and quite late, which is interesting. Now these two lanes actually do go all the way round to the M50, as that's the major road that comes off of it. So for anyone moaning about me being in the left hand lane to go right, it actually tells you to do that as you approach the motorway anyway. So here we go. Now a few things happen when we join the motorway, and I'm going to bring you to POV view so that you guys can get a good look at what I'm seeing here. Okay, so you join me in POV mode. I'm going to set the sat nav, the cruise control now, and what we've got is highway drive assist activated. So I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. So the head-up display in front of us, that's now totally green. The car's taking over, it's doing lanes, etc. But the car will also change lanes for me now. So when we get to a straight bit where it's easier to see, I'll show you how it does that. So here we go. So all I need to do is put my right indicator on, there's no one there, and the car has now changed lanes for me. You can see that in the graphic there, it's now happy with that lane. And we'll just do it again, move it back. And the car will move back for me, maintain the lane. Just like that. So it's a really, really handy system. Now when you've got cars all the way around you as well, you do get a display. They appear on the head-up display here, but also you can set it to show on the central stack here of the infotainment system. Here we go. So now we've got the lane displayed on the dash in front of us. So again, if we, because there's no one about, put our indicator on, you'll see the animation that occurs. The car picks the lane, and there we go. Just like that, it's changed lanes for me, which is nice. So this is what I'll do on the motorway, is it will just do everything itself, which is rather nice. Makes it very easy to drive, just sort of a one hand on the wheel job. The car looks after you. Head-up display is very useful, and it only does this on the motorway. So what I often find quite funny is when I join the A419, I expect it to automatically change lanes for me, and it doesn't, because because of the sat nav, it knows that it's not a motorway, so it doesn't give it, despite the fact that, granted, if you want to get into the differences between motorways and dual carriageways, for example, this has got a bigger hard shoulder, it's got the mile boards, all that sort of thing, a different type of junctions, but essentially a two-lane road on the M50 is no different to the A419, yet highway driver assist isn't available on the 419, which is odd. Now I'm just going to move over here, give these guys a bit of space to do their work. Like so, and again the car just changed lanes for me, and now it'll move back into that lane again. So it's just so easy. Can you imagine this on a long road trip? It'll just do everything for you. We've currently got 257 miles left of range, 78% on the battery as well, and how far have we got? We have 145 miles to go. Just move over again. It's difficult to tell when they're flashing these lights at you what's actually going on, so I tend just to move over just to be safe. And we've got signage saying that this lane is going to close at 400 yards anyway, so we will remain here. Although I think the lane closure, by the looks of it, it's actually going to be later. But yeah, overall this car does a fantastic job, especially with the auto high beam as well. It's quite keen to get the high beam on when it can, which is nice. And as we approach this bend, you can see the car's doing everything for me. So yeah, I'll probably time lapse this bit because, or actually no, I won't. I'll wait till we join the M5 when everything's a bit more well lit and you'll be able to see what's going on. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay then, so you join me as I join the M5 now, and we are just going to get ourselves into position. Cruise control is on, everything's good to go, and the car is now essentially driving itself again, which is rather nice. So just for your benefit, I won't show, you won't be able to see the head-up display, but I'll put the display that I've got on the head-up display. So this is it here in front of me. What we've got here, we've got the Ev3 in its lane, and you will see that in a minute it will pick up the lorry in front once I get close enough, which is a handy thing. You can tell the difference between lorries. There you go. So the lorry now is on the display in front of us, so I've got that confirmed on the head-up display as well. I'm going to move out, overtake. You can see that now it places that lorry in that lane, and you can see that I'm now going past it, like so. I'm not sure how clearly you can see it, but I'll try and improve it on the editing. So you joined me a long time later. It's now 20 past 9 at night, and you joined me on the M4. We're doing 50 miles an hour in the outside lane because all the lanes are closing. Got roadworks ahead, so we're just all sorts of cruising along at this speed. And yeah, the car's been fantastic. I just thought I'd give you an update on the efficiency, that sort of thing. So we are at 130 miles remaining, 41%, and we are averaging 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour, which isn't as good as I'd normally get. I think the fact that we've got a slightly lower temperature, although we've gone up 2 degrees coming down south, which is quite entertaining. I think given the fact that we've it's quite hilly, this journey, especially the M4, you go over the Mendip Hills, that sort of thing. So I think it's quite detrimental to the range on that regard. But yeah, it's, you know, it's not too bad at all. So you can't complain really. Oh, the road's now opening up, so that's good. So that was the most pointless load of nonsense, that everyone had to drive at 50 miles an hour in the outside lane, and now it's all opened again. So yeah, so overall it's been fantastic, as ever. So what I'll probably do is I'll join you guys, I'll give you guys sort of a bit of a time lapse of the M25 when I join it in about 9 miles, and then we will plug in at the end and discuss charging and all that sort of stuff. Okay then, so we've arrived and we are charging. We've got we're only getting 3.8 kilowatts, but it is actually busy today. I think I got the last charging spot, so everyone's making the most of the free electricity. But once other people finish charging, that'll speed up, so that's fine. Total stats then, 186 miles. Don't want to keep getting rid of that screen. 3.8 miles per kilometre and 4 hours. So not too bad at all. Nice smooth journey. The car did a fantastic job, and we used 58%, so more than I usually do. We were into a headwind and it has been colder tonight, so I think that's probably one of the reasons. And also I tend to end up queuing in traffic, which I didn't do, so I think that probably didn't help things either for the car. Just gone over the EV settings for the charging, that sort of thing. There you go, energy consumption history. So you can see you can get a lot. It really does vary. The what did I get on my last journey? Does it say my last long journey was? You see it does a lot of short journeys when I'm not driving down to work. No, it doesn't got that in the recent history, but yeah, it does it's interesting to compare them. You see it varies, 22 miles at 4.6, 1 mile at 5.4 doesn't really tell you anything, but yeah, it varies depending on the sort of driving you're doing. But yeah, I'm going to go and check into my hotel room and go to bed. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.